Hi, I want to talk today a little bit about self-publishing, but a few of you might be new to following me, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, so welcome. In 2019, I self-published my first book, Self-Conclusion, and then early 2020, the sequel to that, Alter. And here at the end of December of 2020, I'm getting ready to publish my third book, Prophecy, all part of a trilogy, all part of what I'm calling the Laurel Vaughn series, and many more books are on the way, in creation, in process, and on the way. But I want to talk a little bit to you guys who are buyers or maybe interested in self-publishing yourself. Both parties can be the same or different. But there's a few things with self-publishing that surprised me that I didn't realize walking into it. I'm going to go more in depth with some of those, specifically regarding the formatting involved, the program you have to use with certain online services, cover art, royalties, all of those different things. But today I really wanted to focus on what it means for authors when people buy books that have been self-published, and then for buyers as well. One of the first things that I want to point out is that authors who self-publish don't typically make money off their books unless someone buys them. That seems obvious, but I actually have a number of people who are kind of surprised that I'm not making a ton of money off of my books, and I'm like, well, it's only once someone buys them, and that's only, then I only get a portion, which is my royalties from that book. So I don't, if a book's $19, I don't get that $19 handed to me. There's printing costs, there's fees for whatever service is selling my book, and then I get the royalties from there. And I'm gonna go more in depth with that later. But that's the first thing. Writers don't make money off their books, typically unless people buy books. Number two, is that authors and writers make way more selling ebooks than they do paperbacks. Now it's funny, I thought ebooks would fly. I thought a lot of people would be willing to buy an ebook because it's cheaper, it's easier, it's instant. But my experience has actually turned out to be the opposite. Almost all the orders I've had have been paperback books. Everyone wants the actual physical book. I am that kind of person. I love having the physical book, so I completely understand. But as not just a reader, but this time as the writer author, I realized how much more of an advantage it is for an ebook to be sold. I instantly see that it gets sold. I get a higher percentage of royalties off of that sale as well. And usually someone can share, there's a lot of sharing programs out there, to share that book to a friend more easily. They can leave a review more easily when they buy an ebook. So that was just a big surprise for me about ebooks. Number three of my 4-point surprises is that as an author, I can't see who's actually purchased a book. I have no clue if you're my aunt and you went and bought it. I have no clue if you're some stranger. I don't see anyone's name. I don't see, especially on Amazon, like their Amazon account. I have no information about the buyer. So if you have bought one of my books, thank you so much. If you're wondering why I didn't reach out to say, hey, I'd love to hear what you thought. Hey, are you enjoying your adventure in the Laurel Vaughn world? I hope you're not offended. I just have no idea who bought my books, and I have no way of finding out. So if you have bought them and you ever want to talk, please reach out to me. You can message me, DM me. I'd love to chat, hear what you thought about the characters, about the world that I've created, about the adventure that you've been a part of, twists and turns that you may have liked. I love hearing feedback. I love talking about this world. I feel like there's maybe 2 or 3 of us in this fandom, and everyone else, we're just waiting to jump on board. And then my fourth big surprise is that I can't actually see who has purchased these books until they're already shipped out. So again, for ebooks, this is really nice. As soon as someone buys an ebook, I see immediately that, 1 ebook was bought, or maybe 3 ebooks were bought. I see that instantly that someone bought an ebook. Now, if you're buying a paperback, I don't see that any paperbacks were purchased until the day it ships. So in some cases, especially with COVID this year and shipping taking longer, even through Amazon, who's known for their fast ship times with Amazon Prime, there were times where it'd be 2 weeks until I saw someone bought a book. So I hope this has helped some of you if you're interested in self-publishing, or maybe just informed some of you who love to buy from local authors or have thought about supporting me by buying a book, giving you a little bit of information about kind of the behind the scenes. Just keep checking in. I'm going to be doing some more little videos about self-publishing specifically. Please send me any questions if you've ever thought about it or been interested, or maybe you're just curious. I'd love to answer any questions you have.